Your truth. Uncensored. Discover Real.video.
Welcome to Opt Out of Cancer, Episode 2. I'm your instructor today, Mike Adams, known as the Health Ranger, publisher of naturalnews.com, cancer.news, and hundreds of other health-related websites. Now, this is part of the optoutuniverse.com series of video lectures. Optoutuniverse.com. It will host many more videos in the weeks and months ahead of how to opt out of negative outcomes that you wish to avoid. And it's all based on a very empowering philosophy that says most people accidentally choose to give themselves cancer. They're not doing it on purpose. They're not even aware of it, but they take actions in their lives that ultimately give them cancer. And if they simply had the right information, they could change their choices and choose to be cancer-free. In other words, if they had the right information, they could make a different choice and they could opt out of cancer. It's based on the idea that most people inadvertently give themselves cancer, and if they simply knew what caused cancer and how to avoid cancer or reverse cancer, they could make small, simple but powerful choices in their lives that could dramatically alter their outcome and make it more positive and even cancer-free. So that's what this course is all about. And in this episode, we're going to talk about what cancer really is, because almost everybody has been misinformed by the cancer industry, which, by the way, preys upon disinformation. The cancer industry really doesn't want people to know what causes cancer or how to prevent it or avoid it. In fact, the cancer industry is a multi-billion-dollar for-profit industry that makes money off of cancer treatments. In other words, it makes money off of the continuation of cancer and the expanding diagnosis of cancer. The more people get cancer, the more money the cancer industry makes. And that's why the cancer industry absolutely does not want people to know how to prevent cancer, because preventing cancer is incredibly inexpensive, very, very affordable, very simple, and it can be done for pennies a day, frankly, just with basic nutrition and low-cost nutritional supplements. For the most part. But I'll get into more details here in this course. But in this section, we'll talk about what is cancer. Well, if you ask people what is cancer, especially people who've been diagnosed with it, they'll tend to describe cancer, if they have any idea at all, in a model that is like an acquired disease, such as malaria. Now, malaria is spread by mosquitoes. Mosquitoes bite you, they say. Actually, they sort of have a hypodermic needle that's part of the insect, and they actually inject you with something. And then in that injection, there is a particular strain of bacteria that then multiplies in your body and makes you sick. Malaria is a bacterial infection, not a viral infection. And malaria is something that you acquire, that's something that you, quote, get. People say, well, I traveled to, I don't know, the jungles of South America, and I, quote, got malaria. Well, that's an accurate statement. You acquired it. It's something that you caught or you got, something that invaded your body. And influenza is like this as well. You can catch influenza. Well, what does catch mean? It means that you acquired it. It means that an influenza viral strain invaded your body and then started to replicate in your cells and so on. So that model of disease is accurate when you're talking about malaria or influenza, or even tuberculosis. There are many acquired diseases such as that. But cancer is not one of those diseases. Although infections can make you more susceptible to the expression of cancer in your own body due to a weakened immune system, cancer itself is not caused by a bacterium or a viral strain or anything of that kind. It's not caused by a parasite, for example. So what is cancer? Well, here's something that your doctor never told you and that your oncologist probably doesn't even understand. When you were just a few cells, when you were an unborn baby, you're developing in the womb of your mother. You started out as just 2 cells, and then you multiplied to 4 and 8 and 16 and 32 and so on. During this process, your physical body was undergoing a cancer-like process of cell division, rapid cell division. This is how you came to be. This is how your body was built. Your cells are programmed to multiply rapidly. And that's why a baby can go from just a sperm and an egg to a fully functioning infant in a little over 9 months, right? And can be born into the world and can breathe and process neurological inputs and see and hear and even start to talk eventually and so on, and muscular coordination, all these things. That entire system, the nervous system, the brain, the skeletal system, the circulatory system, the lymphatic system, all these systems were built by cells replicating in a cancer-like fashion. But as this is happening, your cells are specializing. So some cells, as they're multiplying, are becoming nervous system cells. Other cells are becoming blood cells. Other cells are becoming bone cells, or liver cells, heart cells, skin cells, and so on. This is due to cell specialization. Now, interestingly, each cell in your body carries the same genetic code, right? You know that your chromosomes and your genetic blueprint is replicated in every cell in your body. So how do cells know what they are supposed to be? How does a cell know it's supposed to be a liver cell? How does another cell know that it's supposed to be a kidney cell? And understand that if it were not for the incredible organization of cell specialization, then your body you would never been born, because you could not develop as an organized, healthy human being with a beating heart and a functioning nervous system and so on. If every cell decides to be just random, then it's going to be really a giant mass of dead tissue with a blood supply. So I guess it's kind of alive, but I mean, not alive in terms of a functioning human being. And that mass of tissue, if it develops inside your body, is called a cancer tumor. The cancer tumor is when your cells are dividing and not following the instruction of specialization, or what's called cell suicide. Now, for those of you who are doctors, you understand I am simplifying this, but I'm working to explain this to people who are not necessarily biologists or physiologists or cancer doctors. So this is a bit of a simplification, but it's 100% true. Cell specialization gone awry is a cancer tumor.